And a couple of times. Thank you, Mataji. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय। All glories to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Chinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi, welcoming each one of you to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. May we know who all have joined today so that we can greet you.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Bhagavata Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada, this is Preeti Vilasini Devidasi from Atlanta. Thank you, Ma Mataji, for that very beautiful recitation, and thank you, Chinmayi Mataji, for your warm welcoming. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do. Thank you for your encouragement for all of us in this platform. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do. And summer break, so you're doing more now. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Vrajapriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj and Gauranga. And this is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do. And thank you for joining each and every day. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vrajpriya Mataji, Chinmayi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhagavad Vrinda. So happy to see you at the Preeti Vilasini Mataji and his group, Preeti Mataji. So sincerely in a Panihati pot seva, Chaitanya Maharaj given a danda seva to all of us. Mataji is at the Preeti Vilasini, at the Preeti Mataji is doing lots of seva with his group. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam to both of them. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, you are so humble and you recognize each and every devotee's service. That is so nice, Mataji, and you glorify them so nicely. So much to learn from you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
It's a team, Mataji. We learned so many things from it. Jaipataka Maharaj disciple. They came from Miami, Ohio, Chicago.
So beautiful, so beautiful.
And
Thank
Vrinda
you.
Vipika Mataji also served so much yesterday. Very, very heavy work she did.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining every day. Thank you for being there for us. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Elgin.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the glorious services you do. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Thank you for appreciating each and every speaker, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Also, all glories to you, Mataji, and your service is all time. And your
Nobody.
classes.
And
Super.
nobody, Mataji. Thank you so much for your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Prabhuji is already here and it's 11, Mataji. Can we start?
Karen,
Thank you so much,
Vicky.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Achintya Gopesh Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your precious time, being here, and narrating the beautiful pastimes of our glorious Gaurasundara, and giving us so many deep, in views of the topic also. You always do that, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So, Prabhuji, with your permission, shall I read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today before handing over the call? Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Vrindavan is meant for retirement. Elderly persons in Krishna consciousness can devote all their time to devotional service. Such men are wanted to live in Vrindavan, not women and children. That is a fact. The holy dham are meant for sannyasis and brahmacharis especially. If necessary, the management must be done by sannyasis and brahmacharis, not grihasthas. This was a letter by His Divine Grace to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj on June 9th, 1976. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much once again. And Prabhuji will be talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya khanda 27th chapter from texts 21 to 35. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'll hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for wonderfully inviting. I'm very happy to be among all the devotees. So we will start with the invocation prayers. Om Ajnanatimirānandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Desha Tarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः यतां श्रुतोर्पंगो ममन्दमतिर्गतिः मत् सर्वस्वपादाम्बोजो राधा मदनमो Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to today's class on the Chaitanya Bhagavat. We are reading from the 27th chapter, which is talking about the Lord's separation, the imminent separation of the Lord by taking sannyas, and the feelings of the devotees. So we are very fortunate that we are hearing about these wonderful and deep pastimes. Today we are going to look at the feelings of separation of Sachi Mata. So it's a very wonderful narration. So we will look at it. I'll first share the verses and then we will discuss. You are able to see the verses?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So we are reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya khanda 27th chapter 21st verse. वसियाचेन प्रभु कमल लोचना कहते लगिला सची करिया क्रंदना. One day, as the lotus-eyed Lord was sitting at home, Mother Sachi began to speak to him with tears in her eyes. Text 22. Naiya naiya bapa maera chadiya, papa jiyu ache tora shrimuka chahiya. My dear son, do not leave. Do not leave your mother. This sinful person is surviving only by looking at your face. Kamala Nayana Tora Sri Chandra Vandana Adhara Suranga Kunda Mukuta Dashanam Amiya Varikeyena Sundara Vachana Nadeki Vanchibaki Se Gajetra Gamanam. How will I survive without seeing your lotus eyes, your moon-like face, your reddish lips, your pearly teeth resembling kunda flowers, or your elephant-like gait? And how will I survive without hearing your words that shower nectar? The face of Sri Gaurahari has been compared to the moon, his teeth has been compared to the kunda flowers or pearls, and his every step has been compared to the walking of the elephant. So here we are seeing that Sachi Mata, who is Lord's mother, is beginning to cry, beginning to lament. You have heard in the previous verses of this chapter how the devotees got a sense that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to take sannyas. And when the devotees heard that they were feeling so much separation that they cannot serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they cannot behold his beautiful form, they will not have the darshan of Mahaprabhu. So, they began to lament and they stopped having their meals, having prasadam. And eventually the news reached, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified them by revealing their eternal nature. Eventually the news reached Sachi Mata, and Sachi Mata now, seeing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might take sannyas, was feeling very much separation. She was crying and she fell to the ground unconscious. And one day when she saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting peacefully, undisturbed, she went to him and she's starting to express her feelings of separation and imploring him not to leave her. Now, this is a very, externally speaking, very heart-melting situation. When a mother who is pleading to her son not to leave her. And from external material calculation, it might feel like this is very big distress, a very heart-wrenching, very sorrowful situation. So it is very important to understand this, and I'm sure in this entire chapter this has been discussed multiple times. But it is very important to emphasize that what is actually happening in the past time. So first we will start with the question that is this a sorrowful pastime or is this a blissful pastime? What is happening here? Is it sorrowful or is it blissful? Can somebody volunteer? There are no wrong answers. So is this sorrowful pastime? Okay, why do you feel like that?
Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaving them, everybody is crying.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaving, everybody is crying, so it feels like a sorrowful pastime. Yes. Anika Mataji? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Mixed emotions.
Mixed emotion.
Sorrow and bliss.
Sorrow and bliss. Okay. And how is this
Hare
bliss?
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, 1 minute. How is this bliss?
Because it's to do with the Lord. It's bliss and separation. And
Yes.
very, very
Bliss.
sweet within.
Yes, bliss in separation. Very, very sweet. Yes. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, Amita Mataji.
So Hare Krishna Prabhu. I also had the same reply. Means it's a sorrowful pastime, but still it's happy also one day because they will feel the separation. Means happiness in separation. And one more thing I wanted to add is like the Lord is doing this for us. So in that case, it's a happy and sorrow even for us also.
Yes, the Lord is doing it for us also. It's taking sannyas specifically to preach to the world. So in that sense also, it is this thing. It's a very wonderful thing. Yes, this is very wonderful. But if I really press on that and say, how can there be bliss in separation? How is there a bliss in separation?
Because we continuously think about a person in separation, so we remain in union that way.
Yes, we continuously, that's a very nice answer, continuously think about the person, and in that sense we remain in union, and in that union there is bliss. Okay, very nice. We will go into the subject matter slightly more deeply as we go ahead. But to go into the subject matter, let me ask a different question. What is bliss and what is sorrow? Or what is happiness? What is distress? How do you define?
In
Bliss
the material platform,
is
everything, sorrow, bliss is doesn't matter. But on the spiritual platform, this can be addressed, I think so, Prabhuji, because in the material world, we think, oh, I am sorrow because I'm not getting this. But actually, that's going to take you, and that's going to make you maybe happy because you did not get that. We don't know, because in the material platform, bad is good and good is bad. So you cannot judge anything. But in the spiritual platform, yes. So if you are sorrow, it is a sorrow only, because if you are not getting devotee association, you are sad about it. Yes, because devotee association is spiritual. So I don't know if I made sense to
You are correct. You are
this.
correct. You're saying material world, it is relative, right? So we think something, according to us, it might be sorrow. According to that, it might be blissful. So material world is very relative. But in the absolute world, it is absolute emotion. That's what you're trying to say. Okay. That is very much correct. That is wonderful.
It is mentioned
Anybody?
that the great
Yes.
feeling of sorrow is separation of a devotee, separation of a loved one. So, separation from Krishna and his associates is sorrow, and union with Krishna and his associates is happiness, bliss.
Correct. Very correct. That is very nice. So, separation from Krishna and devotees is sorrow, and it is also said that one of the most difficult feelings is separation from the devotees, because it is the core of the heart and the soul, and association with Krishna and devotees is bliss. So that is very nice. Anything else? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, same. I just wanted to say in mundane platform, just it's nothing but our desires. Our desires and will give us happiness and sorrow. If our desires are fulfilled, we are happy. Otherwise, we are in it's like distressed, so that our desires are not fulfilled. So that is in the mundane platform, I can say, Prabhu.
Yes. That is the correct definition, the mundane platform. Mundane platform, the soul wants ananda, the mind comes up with various options for the so-called achieving of happiness, ananda. If the situations are aligned to what the mind wants, it is called happiness. And the situations are opposite, it is called distress in the material world. So that part is okay. That part is correct. But spiritually speaking, it is obviously different. Spiritually speaking, or in general terms, as much as our consciousness is closer to Krishna or is on concentrated on Krishna, there will be bliss. As much as our consciousness is away from Krishna on other so-called illusionary material things, there will be distress. That is something we understand. So as much as the consciousness concentrates more on Krishna, the soul gets connected more closely to Krishna, and Krishna is Sachidananda. If you get connected to an electric socket, you will get shock. If you get connected to wet water, you will get wet. But if you get connected to Ananda, the entire bliss of all the creation in a form, if the eternity, knowledge, and all the bliss is put into a form, it is called Satchidananda Vigraha. And Krishna is the reservoir of that form. Krishna is that form, is the reservoir of all Ananda. So if you get connected to Ananda, if you get connected to electric generator, you will get a shock. If you get connected to Ananda generator, what will you get? You will get only Ananda. So Kevala Ananda Kanda, Sachinandana is Kevala Ananda Kanda. So as much as our consciousness gets collected closer to Krishna, focuses on Krishna, we only get Ananda. Right? So, like Parima Mata said, more we meditate and think about that person in separation, then what happens is more focus happens. And in that concentration, you get bliss. Yes, this is generally understood from that point of view. But there are few important things we need to understand here before we can understand this concept. So we'll come to this. First of all, one minute. Oops. Okay. So, first of all, we have seen that, and again, this is very different for different types of people. Now, first, let's understand happiness and distress. We talked about the fact that if our consciousness is concentrated on Krishna, you will get happiness. How does this happen? So, for the Baddha Jivas, for the eternally conditioned Jivas, we have the choice, or what we have done is we have come to this material world and we have Bhoga Vancha, we want to enjoy. So our consciousness is on multiple material things. The more we withdraw the consciousness from there, and the more we apply our consciousness on Krishna and Krishna conscious things, we get internal bliss. The soul becomes more and more happy because it is Atmarati. Atmarati means the natural craving of the soul. The soul wants Ananda or Prema, which is Krishna. And the more closer you go to Krishna and his devotees, you feel internal pleasure. And the more you focus on external material thing, you get the so-called pleasure of the mind, which is actually not pleasure. This is the experience of Baddha Jivas. So when the Baddha Jiva starts to do sadhana, they go through multiple phases. So Baddha Jiva will, do Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, so on and so forth. After Anartha Nivritti, they will come to, Nishta Ruchi. And eventually, like we have seen, they have to come to the stage where there is separation. And this happened with everybody, right? Why is that separation necessary? So initially, when you come in touch with Krishna, either in these pastimes or after attaining prema, you enter into specific pastime of the Lord, where the new gopis enter into the pastimes. They first associate with Krishna, their Purvarag gets initiated, they fall completely, they get attracted, fall in love with Krishna. Then the Chir Haran happens, Govardhan Leela happens, Chir Haran happens, Rasa dance happens. They fall completely in love with Krishna, and after that, Krishna leaves for Mathura. And Krishna leaves for Mathura, suddenly they are plunged in so-called ocean of distress because they cannot serve Krishna. They cannot see the beautiful form of Krishna. And externally speaking, it appears like there is so much of sorrow. In that sorrow, they start concentrating deeply on Krishna. They start meditating on the pastimes they had with Krishna. They start imitating those pastimes and shedding tears. Internally, they start fully associating with Krishna. What happens is they can see Krishna in the heart. And in that, when they fall unconscious, they are so-called meditating or dreaming of so many pastimes where they are individually participating with Krishna. And when they wake up, there is again they see Krishna is not there anywhere. And when they become conscious, they become very distressed. But when gopis were undergoing this kind of an experience, that is when Krishna, understanding that gopis are in separation, he sent Uddhava with a letter. He told Uddhava, don't try any of your things, you just read this letter. Right? So, now imagine somebody is not able to see you, somebody is feeling separation, and you just send a letter. How can that letter pacify the gopis? The letter had a very deep instruction, which when the gopis understood, they became somewhat pacified externally and completely pacified internally. Can somebody tell me what was the secret of Uddhava's, Krishna's message through Uddhava, or Uddhava's letter that he brought to the gopis? What is that message that he conveyed?
He said, I don't know whether it's right, Prabhu. So I think that Krishna has told that he will come back.
Krishna will come back. Okay.
And Uddhava preached that, the Lord is everywhere, and, you can please meditate on the Brahman and you will be in eternal bliss. Why are you just lamenting for the separation from Krishna? So that is what he had come to preach.
Yes. So he preached that, and then gopis became very distressed. They became so angry. Yes. So how is
he brought the message that Krishna is having headache and
Krishna is
having a headache.
Krishna is having headache. Yes. He gave service of it. That is Narad Muni said that. That is another pastime when Narad Muni came to them and said Krishna is having headache, so he needs charan dhuli. So that is also very nice. So Parima Mata, this is a very good point that you made, that Uddhava came and he preached the message that Krishna is everywhere, and why are you feeling lamentation from him? And gopis became so angry. He said, here we are not able to see our beloved Lord, and you are coming and preaching this Brahmavad to us. Obviously, gopis have gone far ahead of Brahmavad. They have become Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, everything. They have Bhakti Yoga, and they have come to the height of Bhakti Yoga, and they have seen Lord Ram, some of the gopis, and after seeing Lord Ram, they got the blessing of coming as gopis. So they are already transcended all these stages. And Uddhava was saying, you are understand Brahman, he's everywhere. And gopis are saying, you are not able to understand our heart. We are feeling separation. We are talking about Brahmava. So what is that Uddhava conveyed that actually pacified the gopis?
Uddhava, he said that Krishna is staying back in Mathura so that he can give happiness to his family members there and then take care of the demons, and he will very soon come back. That kind of pacified the gopis, thinking that he will come back after he takes care of his duties. And also that he is happy there, married with 16,108 queens.
Correct. Which made the gopis slightly more worried that he will never come back. But you're right. He said those things. He said that this because Kamsa is gone, but a lot more people can attack, and he has to protect his people there. So he has more work there. So this is something that he conveyed, that was conveyed to Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Maharaj also conveyed to Yashoda Mata. So Krishna had told Uddhava that please repeat my message 3 times, right? And don't add anything, of your own. And this is secret. One of the Goswami books, if you read, this secret is very wonderfully there. And if you want to understand this secret, you should hear one of the lecture series of Jagatarni Mata, Gargaresh Jagatarni Mata, who speaks about this entire thing very elaborately. I think she speaks about it from Vidat Madhav or at one of the books. So first, when Uddhava says Krishna is everywhere, you should try to feel Krishna everywhere. Gopis become very angry because they think he is preaching this Brahmavada of impersonal Brahman being everywhere. They say, you don't understand. We are actually lamenting because we cannot see the form of Krishna, and you're talking about this impersonal thing. And this Brahmavada, we don't want to hear this. You don't understand. They just start chastising. They become so angry. Then Uddhava becomes afraid. One time I read the message, they become so angry. What will happen if I read it again? But he remembers Krishna's instruction and he reads it again. That Krishna is everywhere. Try and see Krishna everywhere. And feel Krishna everywhere. Don't lament. Then Gopis, next time when the message is read, they contemplate on that more. So then they start seeing maybe Uddhava is what is Krishna trying to convey to us? Is Krishna saying he has not left Vrindavan, he is still here? Or, Krishna is, just by remembering Krishna we'll feel more blissful. What is he saying? They start, for Krishna's Paramatma in our heart, they start meditating. Then again, Uddhava reads the same message. Krishna is everywhere. Try to feel Krishna and engage in pastimes. Don't lament. Third time when he reads it, the gopis realize that what Uddhava is saying, the purport in elaboration, that they hear Krishna speaking, or they understand that, oh my dear gopis, if I'm remembering it, I might be quoting this wrong, but whatever I remember, oh my dear gopis, I have not left you. I am very much with you. I am present everywhere. I am also present in your dreams. When you become unconscious and when you dream of the past times in the heart, in that dream, the person who's coming is not some illusion, is me, myself. And in that dream, you are associating with me and performing individual pastimes with me. So what you call as dream is not like the dream of the material world. I'm just adding a subtext, which is illusionary. There, actually, I am coming and playing pastimes with you in the heart. So continue to lament like this and concentrate on me and fully focus on me. And in your heart, individually, I will come. Collectively, for all of you outside, I have vanished. Because when I was outside, I can meet you only for a few hours in the night. But now that I have vanished, I can be with you anytime you want when you meditate with you and perform individual pastimes with you, which is different from the other pastimes I am performing. So this intimate association is far more greater than my presence, or in that sense, I'm adding that's not what he said, but is so much more blissful. So I have not left you. In fact, I am more closer to you. And when you hear a passage like that, when gopis realized, so the Krishna who is coming into my heart, who is coming in my memory, coming in my dream, is not just a form, but is originally the Krishna himself. And it's not that there is no difference. It is actually the same Krishna. And I am able to perform individual pastimes with him. Then how would the gopis feel? What would they feel?
Bliss.
Blissful,
Yes.
immensely blissful.
Yes. This is, so they suddenly realized a different way of associating with Krishna, which is individual, and in the sense individual, intimate, and specifically tuned to their mood of their pastimes, and it is a reciprocation which is beyond any other reciprocation. Even when Krishna is there present, everybody can see him. They have to hide. Oh, somebody will see us. Somebody will come into the forest XYZ. But individually, you are in bliss. You are in lamentation. You are meditating, and Krishna comes in and associates with you. This is a higher way of associating with. This is a different dimension of associating with Krishna. So for the Nitya, for the Nitya Mukta devotees, the eternal associates, this separation forms an higher individual form of associating with Krishna. And this I have very lightly explained the secret of Uddhava's message. This is a very, very deep subject matter, which is only revealed to the gopis and has been revealed in some of the Goswami books. And many of our senior devotees are very kindly in very small associations revealed this. But this understanding gives rise to unlimited bliss in the heart of the Nitya Muktas. And for Baddha Jivas, the more and more they meditate on Krishna, they go to Asakti Bhav, then they realize their eternal relationship with Krishna, they get into the Siddha Deha, they enter the pastimes, and they are able to actually serve. So externally it looks like lamentation, and internally Goswamis are meditating in their Siddha Deha. They have already entered the pastimes and they are serving. Like in the pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami, he was eating only chullubar chach, but the Ayurveda doctor said he has constipation, and this devotee got very angry. Can he have constipation? He is only having 2 days, one time chullubar chach. But when they asked Goswami, he said, yes, I was meditating in my Siddha Deha, I entered the pastime, I was serving Radha Krishna, and we served all the sweets. And it was after the Yugal Kishore had it, then it was remaining. Lalita Sakhi said, you have, and I had all of that. And here in this body, I have got loose motion, which means his body is completely spiritualized. What is happening in a Siddha Deha is affecting. So for sadhakas, it is a different thing. Of course, Goswamis are eternally liberated. And for eternally liberated soul, it is the next dimension of either way, it is pure bliss. For enabling a sadhaka to get out of these material distractions and fully concentrate on Krishna, thereby realizing his Siddha Deha and condensing his bhava into prema, this separation is important. That is why the 7th sloka of Shishtastak is about separation. Or 7th and 8th. And in 8th, there is communion, is union, right? So after passing through the stage of this vipralamba or separation, you can fully concentrate on the Lord and entire bliss, which is why Krishna leaves the gopis. So the gopis who are new gopis, who have come as Rishichari gopis, Vedachari gopis, and so on and so forth, when they get this separation, they start to understand their mood prema becomes more condensed, and goes to, pranayaman, rag, anurag, and bha, mahabhav. Whereas for the other gopis like Radharani, Lalita Sakhi who have come, and especially for Radharani, Madanakya Mahabhav, the highest stage of Mahabhav, they exhibit in this separation. So this is shall we say, a blissful pastime or a process. So whenever you see somebody lamenting in separation for Krishna, what is that we will understand? Where is Krishna? When they are lamenting that Krishna is not to be seen, Krishna has left me, what is that we will understand?
Krishna is there in their remembrance.
Yes, Krishna is there in their heart in the most intimate manner and is associating with him. So if they are crying that Krishna is not there, then Krishna is definitely there. Right? And if they are crying saying, I'm sorrowful, what is that we will understand? if somebody's a senior, very advanced devotee is crying, saying, "I am sorrowful," what is that you can understand?
But they're actually in bliss.
They are actually in bliss. So this internal bliss will lead to external tears. They are not acting. They are really, the more they cry, the more they will feel internal bliss. This is completely opposite to our material experience, where the more we cry, the more heart becomes wrenched and you feel more and more sorrow, you go into depression, psychological thing. This is none of that. Psychology and he becomes mad. No, this is not that. This is exactly opposite. More you cry, more internally Krishna is more there, and you're meditating on the pastimes and you're being blissful, blissful, blissful. And the crying becomes more and more. It becomes like, tears are flowing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crying like Ganges, the tears are flowing. Like syringe, the tears are coming. I don't know when you experience. It's like syringe, it starts. You don't have to, it is not coming like this. It starts to pour like syringe. Because internally so much bliss happens and it starts pouring out. So that is the experience. Of course, we cannot describe. The more we, as Baddha Jivas, try to describe these things, we sound very foolish. So obviously, but these are some of the experiences of, being in such a separation. So here, so this thing of separation is different for Baddha Jivas. It's a different grade. For the Baddha Jiva, it leads to prema and entering the pastimes. For the Nityam Siddhas, it gets into a different dimension there of pastime where they can intimately associate with the Lord. And this is the secret of Uddhava's letter. Now here, Sachi Mata is undergoing this stage of Vipralamba. If you understand it like a sadhaka, obviously Sachi Mata is not sadhaka. From a sadhaka point of view, we can, from this pastime, learn that material relationships are not eternal, and the more we fix our concentration on the Lord, the more we will have bliss, and the more we focus on external things, circumstances in the material world are like that will lead to sorrow. But from the perspective of Sachi Mata, this is going through different stages of Vipralamba, separation. Vipralamba also, in the case of Radharani, like you say, first there is Purvarag, there is this attraction, then there is Mana, then there is Pravasa, when there is physical separation, and finally there is Prema Vichintya. Prema Vichintya, of course, is when, completely the Krishna is present, but still you are lamenting because you believe that you will be separated. Even in union, there is separation. In separation, there is union. So it is simultaneous. This duality doesn't exist in the spiritual world. In material world, it is separate, good, bad. But in the spiritual world, where there is external separation, there is internal union. Where there is internal union, where this internal separation, there is externally Krishna comes and gives darshan. Like in the case of Dhruv Maharaj, when ultimately he saw Krishna disappeared from the heart because he had taken a deep breath. And because of that deep breath, the entire universe air was stopped. Adaram Maharajinam Pradana Puruseshwara Brahmadaraya Manasya Trayo Lokashakam Pire. Because he was meditating, he had Krishna in the heart, Lord Narayana in the heart, and he took a deep breath and he was fully meditating on Krishna. Externally, the entire breath of the universe stopped. So Krishna appeared, Lord appeared in front of him. And still he was not opening the eyes. So he disappeared from internally. So he felt lamentation. Oh, where is my Lord? Where is my Lord? I cannot see him inside. And then he opened the eyes and Krishna was there in front of him. So internal separation leads to external union. External separation leads to internal union. It is simultaneous. So Sachi Mata is going through the two stages, the last two stages of this, which is Pravasa. Pravasa is when the separation happens. Physically, there is separation. And the lamentation intensifies. Because physically, the person is not present. Like in the case of gopis, Krishna left. And here, here Gaurang Mahaprabhu is going to leave, taking sannyas. Nima is going to leave. So pravas, physical separation, and the start of that is going to happen. Pravas is when actually spiritual separation happens, but she starts to feel that, and a sort of prema vichintya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in front of her, but she's starting to feel that he will soon be separated. And then she is lamenting, because then she starts meditating on for a sadhaka, it is name, form, nama, rupa, guna, leela. So first they start crying and they start meditating on the form of the Lord, which you can see here, that how will I survive without seeing your lotus eyes, your moon-like face, your reddish lips, your pearly teeth resembling kunda flowers, or your elephant-like gait? How will I survive without hearing your words that shower nectar? Complete meditation on the beautiful form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Obviously, his weapon is his beauty. Or for a Nitya Siddha, like the gopis, they cannot even blink one eye and they cannot see Krishna. If they cannot see Krishna for a fraction, they start to lament. Now Krishna is permanently going, or Krishna is going away to Mathura. So they become even more concentrate on their form and the pastimes. That leads to concentrations of Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. The qualities of Krishna, who so softly spoke, so nicely, lovingly, he had so much mercy in his eyes. And then you start remembering the pastime with so much love he embraced. And then, that leads to more lamentation in separation. And then you enter the pastime. That is what happens in the case of sadhaka, in terms of siddha deha, in terms of the gopis, in terms of entering into the pastimes in remembrance and associating with the Lord. So this you can see here happening, prema vichintya pravasa, in one sense. And if you go ahead, you will see, we will read a few more verses. Text 25-26. Advaita Shivasa Adi Tora Anuchara Nityananda Achi Tora Pranira Dosara Parama Bandava Gadadhara Adi Sangye Grihe Rahi Sankirtana Karat Tumi Range. Stay at home happily, perform Sankirtana in the company of your followers, headed by Advaita and Shivas, your intimate companion Nityananda, and your dear friends like Gadadhar. Dharma bujayite bapa tora avatara janani chadi bai kona dharmera vichara. You incarnate to preach religious principles. What kind of religious principle is to leave your mother? Tumi dharma maya yadi janani chadi baki mate jagate tumi dharma bujaiba. You are the personification of religious principle, and yet you will leave your mother. How then will you teach religious principles in this world? See, Gaurasundara was preacher of religious principle and the personification of religious principle. So Sachi Devi wanted to know how he would protect religious principles by abandoning the service of his mother. This question came to the mouth of Mother Sachi for the purpose of teaching Bhagavata principles, Savai Pumsam Parodharma, the supreme occupation, dharma for all humanity. Service to Supreme Lord is more important than temporary worldly dharmas. So in this lamentation, now you hear different conversations. And the same thing happened as an experience to different personalities. Even was Krishna leaving for Mathura, or Lord Ramchandra leaving for the forest, and Kausalya Mata, it was similar but different experiences. So here Sachi Mata, you will read when Krishna was going to leave, Yashoda Maya laments, and she tells Nand Maharaj, you take him and you bring him back immediately, because she was not ready to leave him. But Akrura was insisting Kamsa has to be killed. So there is a larger good, he has to go. So he was inviting Nand Maharaj also. Nand Maharaj knew Kamsa is invited and he has asked to come with Krishna Balram. So we have to go. So, but Yashoda Maya was afraid that something will happen to Krishna. So she said, no, you should bring him back immediately. He even took a promise from Nand Maharaj that you will not leave Krishna anywhere. So it was and there was so much when Akrura took Krishna in the Rath, gopis were, blocking the way, there was so much lamentation. Gopis take Krishna and go to the forest. And such vivid conversations happen. Ultimately, Balram has to come with Akrura to take him back. So there are so many descriptions. So there is always an effort, because externally they don't want Krishna to separate. And here you will see Sachi Mata also saying the same things. Now, first thing she is saying, she's already in humility. First sentence, first verse of 21 itself, we have seen she's saying, this wretched soul is only living by seeing. She's being so humble, she's thinking that my elder son has disappeared, my husband has disappeared, so I am a sinful person. Now I am only surviving because I can see my second son in his beautiful face. She thinks she's wretched, so he might not stop because of any other reason. So she's giving that your other friends are here. Nityananda Prabhu is here, Gadadhar is here, seniors are there, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, with whom you perform blissful Sankirtan. So why are you leaving them? So she is trying to give that argument to tell him that you should not leave, you are already in bliss. Then when she sees that is not this thing, then she goes next argument. Why are you leaving? You are leaving to teach religious principle. But if you leave this religious principle, how will that happen? How can you leave mother? Is that the religious principle? But the same thing happened in Bhagavad Gita also. Arjuna quoted worldly principles, that how can I kill my elders? The society will be destroyed. But Krishna established that if you serve Krishna, that is the greatest religious principle. By that, everybody in the battlefield will get liberated. And if you don't fight, you will also get implicated, everybody will get implicated. So here also Sachinandana proves that message, that when he goes to preach, the entire world is delivered, and for 10,000 years and for eternity, this message is spreading across the world. But so too, for that greater service of Krishna, these worldly dharmas is something that he transgressed. Now, you will also see that these pastimes are, you know that these experiences slightly different. For example, when Kausalya Mata saw that Lord Ramchandra is going, that was because of the promise, dharma, upholding dharma, and he was there to uphold dharma. So she couldn't say much. She had to be dignified. She was lamenting, but in a very dignified way. And she was letting him go. For Devaki, it was Utpatti Vipralamba. Utpatti Vipralamba, right from the birth, Krishna was separate. She was lamenting, but in a very different way. And ultimately, Krishna came back. For Sachi Mata, it is different. And going ahead, you will see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu addresses as Devaki, as Kausalya. We'll read the verses and then we'll come back. प्रेमे सोके कहे सची सुने विश्वम्बरा प्रेमे ते रोदिता कांता न करे उत्तरा. Sachi was grief-stricken with love as she spoke. As Vishwambara listened, his throat became choked. He was unable to answer. Tomara grajama chadiya chali lave kunte tumara bapa gamana karila. Your elder brother has left me. Your father has gone to Vaikunta. 31. Tome deki sakala santapa pasarilun tumi gele prana moni sarvatra chadimon. Yet I forget all grief by looking at your face. If you leave me, I will certainly die. This is the ultimate pleading, that Sachi Mata's situation externally was even more difficult. Kausalya, when Lord Ram left, her husband was there with him. Obviously, he eventually left. When Devaki, her husband Vasudev, was there with her. But in this case, husband has left, and if husband is left, the love is, the hope is still there with the elder son. The elder son has also left. That is the most difficult situation from the external world's perspective. And sometimes Krishna creates these circumstances even for devotees. For if the devotee is at that stage, where he or she can take exclusive shelter of Krishna, ashram. But anyway, it doesn't happen to ordinary devotees. So all of us don't have to worry, because Krishna does not put us through so much lamentation, because we will not be able to survive. But those who are in the higher stages of bhava and prema, they might sometimes undergo such situations. Obviously, material people who are very much sinful might also go through those situations. Which is why Sachi Mata is suddenly trying to put herself in the sinful category, though she's blissful. So, but their experiences were different. Same but different. So, going ahead, Lord Sachinandan addresses Sachi Mata, and he will explain that you have been Devaki, you have been Kaushalya. Now, if you look at it, you know that Chaitanya Charitamrita is an extension of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is epilogue. Epilogue means whatever story has not finished, that story gets finished in the epilogue. So everybody, whether it is Lord Brahma coming as Haridas Thakur, Lord Shiva coming as Advaita Acharya, all the pastimes they could not experience previously, they come here and experience. Now, what is the pastime Devaki could not experience? Mata Devaki gave birth to Krishna, but she could not see the Balya Leela. She could not raise the child. She could not see the childish pastimes of Krishna. So here, as Devaki, when Sachi Mata is there, and Lord addresses her, you have been Devaki, going ahead, she has got the reverse experience. She could completely immerse herself in the childhood pastimes of Nimai. She raised Nimai. She saw him as a young person. She could even get him married. She fulfilled all her things that could not be fulfilled in the previous thing. Now she has to completely immerse herself in these pastimes and these remembrance of these childish pastimes of Krishna, and to become more blissful. So Nimai with sannyasa goes away, and she starts to completely remember those pastimes and feel Sachinandan in the heart, and thereby experience supreme bliss. So that is what is going to happen here. So you will see that these are the first. So what Devaki could not get in the previous pastime, she is getting here. So for the Nitya Siddhas, each pastime is to experience different rasas. And that is why in the next part of the chapter, you will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai, advising Sachi Mata that you are an eternal associate, and this pastimes keeps happening, and every time you associate with me differently, and somewhat pacifies Sachi Mata. So in this pastime, she has to experience the bliss of the childhood pastimes and also the bliss. But in Pravasa and in Prema Vichintya, she ultimately requests, this is not in this chapter, but you will see that ultimately she requests Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he has taken sannyas, after he comes to Shantipur, or whenever she requests that you don't stay far away, you stay in Jagannath Puri, so at least I can get your news. And whenever Sachi Mata gets his news, it is bliss in separation. Prema Vichintya, she can hear his news, but he is not there. But she knows that he knows, she hears all his pastimes. So like that Prema Vichintya stage starts to manifest. So in conclusion, we have seen many things, that consciousness concentrated on Krishna is bliss, consciousness away from Krishna is distress, and when for sadhakas, these external circumstances becomes such that his consciousness starts to, he cannot have ashray anywhere else outside. Is forced to get ashray inside, and in the higher stages of those sadhana, that transcends bhava and gets to prema and leads to siddha deha and entry into the pastime. For the Nitya Siddhas who are already in the pastime, it leads to a different dimension of bliss, like in the case of gopis. in Uddhav Sandesh, the secret being that they are able to associate with Krishna more intimately, personally, in a different dimension, which only they can perceive and everybody else cannot. Everybody goes into a different dimension of individuality, which is different from the collective dimension of the past. Then we also saw that how this goes through the 4 stages of Vipralambha, which is Purvarag and Mana and Pravasa and Prema Vichintya. And we also saw that how these 4 stages are being reflected for the sadhaka. More and more as he meditates, you see Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. And for the Siddhadeha, for the eternal associates, you see that the pastime becomes manifest and you enter into that pastime in that particular dimension and you feel bliss. You also saw how Devaki and Kaushalya in brief have had a different experience because of Maryada, Mana, and so on and so forth. Whereas Devaki is specifically, we spoke about on how she could not enjoy the childhood pastimes and how Chaitanya Leela is an extension. Like Brahma meditates that I will become Haridas Thakur and chant and serve you because I did an offense of stealing the gopas and the calves. So it becomes an extension for him. Similarly, for Devaki, it becomes an extension as Sachi Mata. She's seen the childhood pastimes, and now she will experience the bliss of those pastimes in Vipralambha, in separation. And ultimately, for us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, like it is there in the 7th sloka of Shishashtakam, when we go through this separation, is when we can become completely, in relation to Krishna. And that is the difference. You can go to Vaikuntha, Gopakumar showed that, go to Vaikuntha, to, Ayodhya, Mathura, Dwaraka, Mathura. But when you, to enter into Vrindavan, you should feel this deep prema of Krishna, which comes from this separation. When you get to Bhava and when you get to this separation is when prema, the condensed Bhava becomes prema. And for that, this separation is very important. So this Vipralambha is a very important stage. And here we can see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking his intimate devotees into that Vipralambha so that they can become more and more closer to him. And that is a specific bliss that devotees were not able to experience in the previous pastimes, which they are now. Even in Krishna's pastime, this bliss was only available for devotees in Vrindavan, especially 2 categories, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So for the parental affection, they were feeling separation. Yashoda Maya, Nanda Maharaj, and gopis were feeling separation. For the gopas, there is no separation. For the other rasas, which is Sakha, Bhav, and Dasya Bhav, and Shantaras, there is less separation. Because for gopas, Krishna goes, kills Kamsa, and comes back. So they only feel short time separation. They go with him to Mathura, so that way they are not. And for some time, they have to come back, and Krishna comes back immediately. So gopas in the forest are always playing with Krishna. But for the gopis and the Yashoda Maya and others, there is external separation, but internal bliss. Because for them, the love is more and more condensed. So you can see that this particular pastime is a supreme mercy of Krishna. It is not that Krishna is putting people, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Krishna is putting his devotees, his intimate devotees into sorrow. This is a supreme bliss for them to experience the next dimension. And this is the pastime. That is why Gaurang Mahaprabhu's pastime is said Kevala Ananda Kanda. It is supreme bliss. It is only bliss. There is no sorrow in those pastimes. And this wonderful thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to do, and thereby he is going to realize his internal objectives of feeling, in this case, Sachi Mata later, feelings of separation which the gopis experienced, and especially Radharani experienced, and his external desire of spreading this love of Radharani, love of Krishna to everybody by expressing this Vipralambha publicly, which has never happened before so far. Hence, this avatar of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially starting with this 27th chapter, where he is exhibiting Vipralambha and thereby giving the key to prema, is the most munificent avatar. Namo Mahavadanya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Varakrishna. So he's Namo Mahavadanya, most merciful incarnation. That is why Prabodhana Saraswati Goswami says that what have other avatars done, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, nobody has been able to keep. And here his own mother is exhibiting that, Vipralamba, and thereby facilitating for him to go to Jagannath Puri, which is the seat of Vipralamba. Jagannath Puri is the place where Krishna, and because of the lamentation, this you will read if you read about Nava Vrindavan and everything, the feelings of separation of the gopis in him, and how Krishna feels the separation from the gopis in Dwaraka, that he is in Dwaraka, but the gopis pull him to Vrindavan. And that is the place where the feelings of separations are most expressed, in now Vrindavan, in Kurukshetra or Dwaraka. And that Puri Dham is the epitome of that. So if somebody has to enter Vrindavan, he has to do bhajan in that Vipralamba and Puri Dham. So through the medium of his mother's lamentation and her request that you don't go far away from me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enters Jagannath Puri and shows us the way of entering Vrindavan. Though he wants to go to Vrindavan, he goes to Puri, and he shows that by experiencing Vipralamba in Puri, you can enter Vrindavan. And that is also confirmed in Brihad Bhagavatam. So these are some of the internal things that are happening here. There is so much to talk about. But we are given an overview of, and of course, we are not qualified to understand what is going on, but at least from an intellectual point of view, we have covered some topics of what the devotees might be feeling. Ultimately, if we understand that what they are experiencing is supreme bliss, and this is the path that we all have to go through and experience the same bliss, then I think we are very fortunate. And to lastly say, in ISKCON, if we do more, go to Mangalarti, do Sadhu Sangha, then we get to the point where we want to take initiation, and then we get to the point when we want to serve Guru according to his instruction, then we go through another, we lead to Nishtha, and eventually we come to this Ruchi, Prema, Ruchi and Bhav, Ruchi, Asakti and Bhav, where you realize your relationship with Krishna. All of this is a systematic process which Srila Prabhupada has established within ISKCON. So we don't have to go anywhere else. And we can see Prabhupada himself lamenting in his poem that, "Oh Krishna, when will that day be mine, when I will play in the fields with you?" So Prabhupada is given the entire thing. And just by serving Krishna in this moment, this is actually service in separation. It so happened, I will just say this last thing to end. It so happened that one of the very senior devotees, I won't name, very senior devotee in the moment, he thought that he said during his sannyas initiation, he said this, that he thought that, oh, this ISKCON is only talking about, it's Vaidhi Bhakti, chanting and this thing. They are not talking about Vipralamba, association with gopis and all of that. So I should probably leave and go to some other Radha Kund or something like that. So that day he decided that next day morning I will leave. And he said that in his dream, he saw that he was walking out of the gate of his Vrindavan temple, and his Guru Maharaj was there, and he stopped him. He said, what are you doing? He said, no, I am searching for Vipralamba, higher rasa. He said, he gave him the sannyas danda in the dream and said, take this sannyas danda, this is Vipralamba. Why is it so? Because Radharani is lamenting there because, and you know the entire, I hope you know the pastime, but Krishna has come here to serve Radharani. Radharani, what happens is, one time Radharani faints in Prema Vichintya when Krishna is there with her. Krishna leaves Radharani, goes to Viraja. And when Radharani wakes up, she sees, nobody is there. So she starts in a big chariot marching towards Viraja's Kunja. So Viraja, when she realizes that Radharani is coming, she disappears, becomes a river. And Krishna also starts to disappear. The Radharani comes into the Kunja, she feels too much of grief. She doesn't feel grief that Krishna has left her. What she feels grief, that is the beauty of gopis, they always want to serve Krishna. So she feels the grief that, oh, I am not able to give as much pleasure to Krishna. So he's leaving me and going anywhere else. So what should I do? So she creates this Nava Vrindavan, a beautiful place. And she says, here I will give more enjoyment to Krishna. So Krishna immediately appears there and he sees and he says that you have created Nava Vrindavan. Even when I have left you, you want to serve me more. So you have created Nava Vrindavan. I will bring new devotees and new people here where we will enjoy even more bigger pastimes. So he comes into this material world, and then the Lalita Vishaka Sakhi see this as an opportunity to serve Radharani. They also accompany Krishna as Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai and so on and so forth. And they are recruiting. And in that, so they are serving in separation from, and all our acharyas are remembering Krishna. They want to serve Krishna, but in separation they are serving. They have left and come here. And in that service, if we participate, which is personified and manifested as ISKCON, and we help to preach to people by distributing books, kirtan, food, prasad, whatever, and we help them go back to that Nav Vrindavan, we are actually serving Radharani in separation. That this is what Radharani wants, and this is what Krishna wants, to take all these souls back to Nav Vrindavan, and that is service in separation. And that is actually Vipralamba Bhav, serving in separation, and that is actually leads to this prema. So ISKCON is the best place to do this service and experience the same bliss and pastime. So just understanding, and today is a very wonderful day to do that, because today is Pani Atti Chitta Dahi, where Raghunath Das Goswami was lamenting and trying to search Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but ultimately he realized without getting the blessings of Guru Nityananda Prabhu, he cannot approach Krishna. So he came and took darshan of Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu gave him the service of serving all the Vaishnavas. By serving all the Vaishnavas and getting their blessings, and ultimately Nityananda Prabhu putting his feet on Raghunath Das Goswami, he gave the blessing, and ultimately after some time, Raghunath Goswami could run away and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a wonderful day where we can meditate on this pastime of how service that we do to our Guru and to the Vaishnavas in ISKCON community will ultimately lead us to this kind of experience where internally we can meditate on the pastimes of the Lord and enter into that pastimes in prema and siddhadeha, and then in the spiritual world associate with Lord. So thank you very much for this opportunity. It is most wonderful that we could speak on these topics. Of course, I have made many mistakes. I have transgressed and spoken about things which are far beyond my experience. So there will be many faults. So I will request, please, in private, you can message and correct me. And I also beg forgiveness to all the devotees if I have said something wrong. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. What a wonderful class. As you said, it was a little too deep for me. Yes, some things I could understand, something I could not understand. But that's again Krishna's mercy, Gurudev's mercy. When they feel it's right for me, they'll make me understand. But a very, very beautiful class, Prabhuji. You started with what is sorrow, what is bliss, and then you took it to such a high level. Very grateful to you for this, Prabhuji. Like my level, yes, when we see those exalted devotees cry, I just like to see them cry, like Gurudev when he gives class, he gets into that separation and he cries. But you made me understand what is exactly happening in their heart. So very grateful to you for that, Prabhuji. And very deep class. As I said in the beginning, you give a very, very different perspective and you took it to a different level today, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Eternally grateful to you. Hare Krishna. Devotees, if you have any points to share or realizations or questions, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for a very beautiful, engrossing class. It was very interesting. I think that one-liner summarized the entire class when you said the the suffering that the devotee goes through externally manifests as tears, but actually they're feeling complete bliss inside. So beautiful, Prabhu, and everything that you mentioned, the examples you gave. All the different instances and the examples from Bhagavatam as well, the different separations, different devotees had to go through. Everything was very beautiful, Prabhu, very nicely covered. Thank you so much. Very grateful for your association. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. In chat, I think Vinita Mataji says, thanks, Prabhuji, for the beautiful class. Very grateful to you. Parima Mataji is thanking you, Prabhuji. Extremely wonderful class. Thank you for such a wonderful explanation of such an intense topic. Yes. Dandavat pranams to you, Hare Krishna. The way you compared Sachi Mata and Devaki Mata was very beautiful, Prabhuji. It was so nice. Like Sachi Mata went through all the phases, all the stages with the Supreme Lord, and now there is separation. And as you were talking about that, I was remembering how Mahaprabhu would send messengers like Jagdanand Pandit to tell Sachi Mata that he's always with her. And at pastime where she would offer bhoga to the Supreme Lord, and in her heart she would think, oh, my Nimai loves these dishes, which she was here to eat them. And she would then see all those dishes would go away, and again she would think, oh, in my forgetful mind I have not even offered, and she would come again and offer. So yes, this separation is so beautiful, very difficult to understand, but so beautiful to hear, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes, that is the deepest secret that you said. When and it is Krishna says that to Yashoda Mataji also, Yashoda also, that whatever you're cooking for me in separation and what you're offering to me, and in your it feels Yashoda Mata feels that she's in some hallucination of in distress, and she sees Krishna coming there and eating. It is actually me coming and eating from your hands. So Krishna manifests in that separation, and that is the supreme secret of that pastime. So very wonderful. Yes, very nice.
Thank you.
Parima Mataji, you had a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said that, Devaki Mataji did not experience the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Yes, but Prabhuji, there is a lot of difference in the mood also, right, of Devaki Mataji and Yashoda, because Devaki Mataji wanted to love the Lord as the son. She wanted the Lord, so there is a lot of awe and reverence. So she can because of her mood, Prabhuji, it's not even possible for her to experience Krishna as a child and doing all the naughty things, and she would not have been able to tie him up like Yashoda Mata did.
Correct.
So there's a lot of difference in the mood also. So I mean, the reciprocation of the Lord also depends on the mood and the what the devotee wants to experience.
Correct. And when after that pastime, they all begin to reflect on the mood, like Brahma reflected, oh, my mood was I was trying to separate the devotees in the Brahma Vimohan Leela. So now I want to rectify that mood. So he becomes as Haridas Thakur. Lord Shiva says that, oh, I was in my mood. I preached Mayavada Shankara, I was trying to take the devotees away from you now, and you have not chastised me. I want to come and I want to get chastised. So as Advaita Acharya, he preaches and he gets chastised. So similarly, so this mood, whatever is lacking in the mood in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, that's what I'm trying to say. They come
So
and
what was lacking in Krishna's pastimes, that was got fulfilled in Mahaprabhu's pastimes.
that is
Wow.
why Mahaprabhu's pastime is an extension, epilogue. So whatever mood they have not experienced, they come here and go to the next level.
Oh, wow. So amazing, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I had never heard of something like this before. So I am immensely grateful to you for, giving me this reflection. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavat is epilogue. It's an extension of Bhagavatam. So for in the devotee, whatever they have not experienced, even Krishna could not experience the
Mood of
feelings of
Radharani.
Radha. So it comes. So like that, every devotee also then experiences the next stage. And here Vipralamba is being given to everybody in Mayapur. Now whereas there in Vrindavan, Vipralamba was only restricted to Vatsalya and Madhurya. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was
Yes. Really wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for those nice answers. There are more comments in the chat. More Matajis are thanking you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Archana Mataji, Yashomati Mataji, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, and Shivani Mataji are thanking you. So there are no more questions to ask. With your permission, shall we offer our obeisances, Prabhuji, to all the assembled Vaishnavas and yourself? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya
Sindhubhyayavacha
patitanam
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Shri Chaitanya Bhagavata
Bhagavat ki jai.
Jai.
Pavandas Thakur ki jai,
Jai.
Pad ki jai,
Jai.
Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji ki jai.
Ki
Jai.
jai. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat
Thank you so
pranam.
much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.